Happy holidays, everybody. My name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge. And as you saw on the thumbnail, these are my 10 top folding knives under $50 of 2019. That's 50 US dollars. I do US dollars on this channel because that's what most people around the world are familiar with. And most of my viewers are Americans. And so there you go. If Canada was bigger, I'd have more Canadian viewers. I'm sure of it. But it's not necessarily my top 10. It's the top 10 today. I guess people asked me to make this video, and I really wanted to make this video. I wanted to make, best of videos, and, I wanted to make shopping videos for early December, end of November. And, those of you familiar with my channel know about all my issues and stuff and how all that came about, that I haven't done what I wanted to do. But what I have is I've selected 10 really, really good budget folders that I like a lot. And I'm going to try to pick my top one or my top two or three during this video. Tomorrow, it might be a little bit different, but it'll sort of be generally the same. And you're going to see some themes going through there. Now, if I was to make what was my favorite knife that I reviewed in 2019, it'd be this knife. This is the QSP Songbird. Titanium, S35 VN steel, slight recurve. It's got multicolors on the handle, inset carbon fiber. This frame lock is super, super smooth. It's a thumb stud knife. I really like thumb studs. And I really hope 2000 is the year that manufacturers go back to doing more thumb studs. I've got a whole bunch of thumb studs in this top 10 video, but flippers and D2 were the story of 2019. Okay, guys, manufacturers, we've had enough flippers and D2. Yes, we still want more flippers and D2, but we've had enough that you can now start doing other stuff as well. Add in more thumb stud knives and more other kinds of deployment knives. Add in, different kind of steels, more Sandvik 14C28N, more, other, you pick. AUS10, you're not using that very much. All kinds of good budget steels are out there. Get some of them and spend your time making more of those. So I'll give you a close-up picture of this knife at the start of the top 10, and we're going to go to the tabletop and do that, and then we're going to look at the other 10 that I've picked out for 2019. Keep watching, friends. So here's that Songbird. Let's take a closer look at it. It's a beautiful knife. This sort of feather motif at the back here. There's that carbon fiber. Nice thumb studs. Great pocket clip. Backspacer. Well, you can take a look at the video if you want to see even more. But this is indeed a very, very nice knife. So let's take a look at what we've got. There are some honorable mentions, and I guess maybe I'll do that first. Now, these could have been in there. Maybe some other day they'd be in here. I'm just going to show you still pictures of knives that I reviewed in 2019. There is the Tuya Bruiser, the Steel Will Intrigue, the Best Tech Thorn, the Kuby U210. Like that stubby little guy. Another stubby knife, the ABKT Grunt. Oh, love that little knife. And recently I did a review of the Rigth P661. Those are really, really nice knives. But let's see the 10 knives that we're going to look at now. Let's start off with the two Sun knives that I've been looking at recently. This is the TS103. Solid carbon fiber, titanium here, one-way pocket clip, nice D2 blade, Morning Sun design. You can get these on eBay And you might pay more for it, but I paid, what was it, 38, 39, 41, something like that, dollars US for this knife on eBay with free shipping. This is a very nice knife. I've called it sort of a gentleman's folder meets blue collar guy, you know, that kind of thing. So that's one of the top ones. Another one that I reviewed very recently, this is the TS-168, and very nice knife, and I did it recently. Thumb studs again. I like thumb studs, or flipper. G10, inlay, 2 different kinds of G10, or colors of G10, titanium pocket clip. Notice neither one of these has lanyard holes, and they both have lots of marks on them because they're not stonewash. So I got a couple of those. I wish I could put more Best Tech knives on here. Best Tech knives tend to be a little bit more money, so under $50. Well, we're going to say the Scimitar. I really like the Scimitar. I like several others as well. D2 steel, sort of upswept kind of blade there. Handles very comfortable. Deep pocket clip, although it's right side only. And it's got a flipper, but it's a liner lock. You know, nice knife, satin finish. I like that guy. Quite a nice knife indeed. What else do we have in our top? Here's another knife. This is actually a Kuby, the KU210, and it's got a bit of a wave feature right there and a flipper, but it also works just as well like if you use that like a thumb stud. And I'm sure there's people that'll do the underneath thing. I'm very bad at using the underneath thing. Some guys like Lee over at Love Them Knives, he can flip anything anyway. Like the guy's got skills. But, you know, it works like a thumb stud deployment for me on either hand, you know, very well. And while I'm not too much of a Tanto fan, you know, this guy's just very comfortable and, you know, nice deep carry. I like this guy quite a lot. So there's that. I might have to, yeah, I'm going to have to open up, move this camera a bit higher. But first, the last one of the first 5 is this CJRB 1903. Got a classic long belly on here, drop point, G10 handle, deep carry pocket clip right and left. That grayish blue color, very comfortable knife. So there's this guy as well. And that's, I think, D2 steel as well. So there you go. That's half of them. And now it's time for the other half, but I'm going to move the camera just a bit. So remember, these are just going to be my top 10 that I reviewed in 2019. It's not necessarily that these knives came out in 2019. Some of these certainly didn't, you know, like this guy up here. Okay, so now what we've got next is Ganzo. And from Ganzo, we've got, this is the FH41. The G10 liner lock version is the FH11 of the same knife. Pocket clip goes on either side. D2 steel, flipper. It's a nice knife. And yeah, I'm going to run out of room anyways. I'm going to spread these out just a little bit so I can go in between them, I hope. So there you go. FH11. And there could be many more Ganzos in here, but there's not an, I'm only going to give 2 of them. There's, oops, I picked up the wrong knife. There's this guy. This is the 41, FH41. This one happens to be the carbon fiber one. It's the only one I got left of this model. I might go and buy another G10 version of this knife. It's again that classic long belly, full flat grind, D2 steel. I really, really like this. Where I live, D2 steel is very easy to maintain because it's so dry here in Alberta. And if you're careful, you can maintain D2 just about anywhere because it is fairly high in chromium, but it's not a stainless steel. So another lanyard hole on this guy, right only pocket clip. So let's put that guy here. And the rest of the knives are all San Remo knives. There is the 1006. That's this guy. Did this guy in September. SRM is how the logo is on this one for the Western market. Heavy 14C28N steel. This is a working knife if I ever saw one. This guy wants to keep working. Bit of a recurve, lots of belly, very comfortable in hand. Even a glass breaker, right and left, deep carry pocket clip, nice big lanyard hole, liner lock that's easy to get at, flipper or thumb stud. Very, very nice. And it's not going to fit in here too easy. Needs more room. So there we go. And let's do it. This one now, the 9165. And I'm thinking I'm going to get the other two colors on this one. I've already ordered the black one. I think I want to get the aluminum one that looks like copper. Or is it copper? I think it's aluminum that looks like copper. There's actual texture on this carbon fiber laminate, and it's a slip joint thumb stud deployment knife. And you've got this neat feature here. You should watch the video for this one. This pin comes out and you can put it in here, and now it's got a locked blade. So as long as you don't take that out, people won't even know that you can lock this knife if you want to. Oops. On the back here, it only goes in one side. Put it in that way. Put it in the pocket clip side right there. Pocket clip is right side only. And not very heavy, nice and light. Full-size folding knife, nice belly, full flat grind. I really like this knife an awful lot. And the very last one that I'm going to talk about today is a video that I did fairly recently. And that's for this guy, the 9031. The one with the roller bearings. Yes, the roller bearings. I like this blade. It's very strong, tough blade, high flat grind, deep carry pocket clip that's right and left, glass breaker if you want to use it. Good grip all over the place. You know, this one spot here I thought makes a little hot spot on my middle finger sometimes. But, you know, if I reach back and I hold it back here, you know, very comfortable. I really, really like this knife an awful lot. 12C27, thumb stud or flipper again. And I like that. If you're going to insist on flippers, guys, manufacturers, I mean, you know, make them like this. Make flippers with thumb studs, and you're going to keep me happy. See, here's a flipper thumb stud, flipper thumb stud, flipper thumb stud, and, you know, almost effectively flipper thumb stud. So there you go. So let's fix this up here a little bit. Maybe I got to pan out even wider. So here we go. That's better. Now, I'm not too fond of satin blades because, you know, you get your fingerprints all over these guys. You know, a number of these are satin. So I like this black wash, black acid wash. I like, where do we go? Here, stone wash. I like a stone wash an awful lot. I wish there's way more knives made with stone wash. I'm also fond of bead blast. Some guys don't like it, but I like it an awful lot. Really good look to it. And I've not had it give me problems with rust. Some people are concerned with, you know, it creating little pits. I don't think so. No more than, you know, stone wash. But satin finishes can be okay too. And beautiful. You can get satin finishes here like this San Remu that are kind of dullish, or, you know, this highly polished kind of satin finish. And those two finishes look quite different one from another, and they're both satin. So, yeah, I do like this kind of satin finish better than this really bright satin finish. So which one of these am I going to say is my favorite one of 2019? Well, I don't know. I really, really don't know. How can I say that one of these is my favorite? I can't do it. I just can't do it. But today, if I was forced to pick today, I'll pick two. Today only, two. And it'll be these two. The CJRB, this is Artisan Cutlery's budget line CJRB. They're coming up with some really good stuff. There are a bunch of knives that are just over $50 that I wanted to put in here. Like a couple of knives that are $50.99. That's the retail price. But I said 50 or less. And so that's why I picked these. Again, for those of you who are wondering, this is 14C28 steel. This is the 1006. They've got a very similar knife. The other model number is, it'll be on the screen. If you don't quite like this look, there's a slightly different look. And then they've got these same knives for even less money with a more budget steel. And maybe this one's over $50. I should have double checked. I know that the other steel is less. But very, very nice. And, you know, nice to carry a knife like this. Let's turn these all over so you can take a look at the other sides where the pocket clips are. I keep most of my knives, almost all of them, in the right-hand pocket clip configuration. That's where I tend to carry my larger knife, and very often I carry a smaller knife in the left-hand side. But there you go. Really, really nice stuff. You can see I like deep carry. Deep, deep, very deep, 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 deep. And these two are still quite deep, but not super deep. And so I like deep carry pocket clips. Although, to be honest, I don't really mind not so deep, but I tend to want to carry deep. I like my knives to be a little more discreet. So there's that. I don't mind some weight. As you can see, clearly, this is not a light knife. It's about 5.5 ounces, I think. And some are even heavier. I don't really like the really big folders. Like my friend Kevin Cleary, he likes knives a little bit bigger than I do. But you got a little bit of a taste of what I like. And, there's all kind. I really like those small ones, like that ABKT, American Buffalo Knife and Tool Grunt. That is an awesome, awesome knife. If you can get your hands on one, I really highly recommend it. It's a good little side knife. Very comfortable for doing all kinds of EDC tasks. It's just not good for stuff like self-defense, but for almost everything else, you've got a really nice knife. And then if you want to spend a lot of money, well, it's not a lot. It's actually still a low-priced knife in the grand scheme of things. QSPs. Oh, this is a beautiful knife. The Songbird. Comes in a few colors. And in a week or two, I'm going to make a video to talk about how I'm going to approach 2020, what kind of knives I'm going to review, what my limits and stuff are going to be, for what my targets are going to be. But for now, this is probably the last video that I'm recording in 2019. I've got one more kitchen knife video that I might publish before then. It's just a quick overview of a couple of nice knives. That's kitchen knives, but for EDC kind of knives, this is pretty much where it is for this year. Thank you so much for being a friend of Canadian Cutting Edge. If you are a Patreon supporter, then somewhere around the 5th of January, maybe a little bit sooner, I'll make a video to see who is the winner for December for 2019. And you'll get one of the knives that I reviewed in 2019. And if you want to become a Patreon supporter of Canadian Cutting Edge, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/CCE and sponsor me for $2 or more per month. Every little bit helps. And like I said earlier, the Patreon supporters get to win one of the knives I reviewed every month. And so like right now, it's like a 1 in 34 chance that you're going to win 12 times a year. So them's pretty good odds. Thanks again for watching, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye for now.